Happy hump day, members of the Altcoin Buzz army. Ooh, it's a tough Wednesday this time, isn't it? Yeah. I'm hopping on right now to hopefully provide some words of encouragement. I see this as extremely violent as far as the market shakeup goes, but as you know, with any dump of this magnitude, my contention is also that there's a tremendous opportunity right now. And if you're somebody that's in the cryptocurrency space, I don't care if you're an altcoin maximalist or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you're a Bitcoin maxi. There's something happening right now that, may not happen again or ever again for that matter for quite a long time. And so not that any of this is financial advice. I am in no position to provide financial advice, but I think there are some indications which would suggest that this could be a good opportunity, at least for some of your favorite projects out there, which are heavily discounted right now. I'm going to hop off the camera because, as you can see with this setup that I have right now, the ratios and everything visually are not ideal, but we're going to go through some examples here, some projects to give you a sense of just how much has been shaved off the market here. I mean, this is beyond reason. This is very, very irrational right now. This is extreme fear manifesting in cryptocurrency. Warren Buffett, we don't necessarily follow his point of view when it comes to tech investments or Bitcoin, but he is famous and he's rich for a reason. And his age-old advice, in my opinion, is universal. Be fearful when others are greedy, but be greedy when others are fearful. So we're going to get into that. Stay tuned to the end of this video. We'll also be giving away $50 worth of Ethereum as per usual. We'll be announcing yesterday's winner. All right, let's take a look at a few assets, beginning with Bitcoin here. We're on the Binance futures charts, so the numbers may be somewhat different, slightly higher, slightly lower, depending on what exchange you're looking at, but this gives you a general sense of what's happening. Currently, as I record, the price of Bitcoin at about $38.5 thousand. Now, I want to emphasize right off the bat just how ludicrous this whole situation has been, and suspiciously so. There's been so much happening over the course of the week in terms of FUD these last 7 days. I, as you guys know, have expressed myself in the past as being somewhat conspiratorial. And I think that's what is happening here. If I were to put on my conspiracy hat, I'd say, I think the powers that be, if you will, are intentionally forcing FUD into the mainstream, into the media especially. Maybe what happened with Elon Musk was organic. It's hard to say, but I think there's a lot of pressure that he came under from the environmentalist groups and whatnot. And there's all kinds of talk, as you guys know, Michael Burry now famously shorting Tesla to the tune of $500 million, even more, something like $530 billion, because Burry rightly points out that Tesla gets the majority of its profits from energy credits that it sells to other companies, other auto manufacturers. And with basically every auto manufacturer now slowly transitioning into green vehicles and electric vehicles, all of a sudden Tesla's business model is drying up, and it's drying up quickly. So I think because that was their MO, Tesla's that is, for the longest time, because that's now becoming obsolete, you have individuals like Michael Burry coming out and critiquing Tesla. And you also have Elon Musk that is having to pander to, those people that effectively keep Tesla afloat. He doesn't want to bite the hand that feeds him. That's arguably much more important than whatever Tesla's investment in Bitcoin may have been. So with all that being said, there's the Tesla FUD, there's the China FUD, China banning Bitcoin. Yes, of course, that happens every month or so, doesn't it? That's been the case going back to 2017. So for those of us that have been in the space, nobody is surprised. Actually, let's go back for a second and highlight the totality of the market. We are down, ladies and gentlemen, down, as you can see here. Oh, well, slightly up as I refresh, but still down 17.9%, now $1.8 trillion. The market is still massive, but we have lost hundreds of billions of dollars since yesterday's recording. As you can see here across the board, it's not looking very good. From one perspective, in terms of price depreciation, but from an opportunist's perspective, I would contend that this is actually a pretty good day, especially if you're in crypto and altcoins for the long run. So just to kind of finish up that last thought, yes, we have the Elon Musk FUD. There's a reason for that. He's kowtowing, he's pandering to those that, allow him to continue operating effectively at a loss. but he's being called out more and more for that. It's just too much of a gamble for him. So he got the orders and he sent out the tweet, and the rest is history, right? That was part of it. China FUD was part of it, but silly, ridiculous, unwarranted. Other FUD in the form of Binance crackdowns, right, coming under the scrutiny of the IRS. All this stuff over the course of a week. Tether FUD in addition. All this stuff over the course of just a few days. It certainly has me scratching my head and going, it's a little bit weird, isn't it? Seems almost coordinated. We do have the news, of course, of all the big banks, the American banks that are going to be getting into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin especially, and BTC products. ETPs, perhaps an ETF is around the corner. They're all bracing. They're all positioning themselves. So in my opinion, this has been at least partly a coordinated FUD attack that has allowed some people to now buy up the dip, which ostensibly is kind of starting here. Let's take a closer look. So we got all the way down in Bitcoin to about just over $36,000 actually. This kind of happened very quickly this morning. We're looking at the 1 minute charts here. Once again, on Binance, there was just this cascade effect of panic and weekends culminating in a Bitcoin local low of $36.1 thousand. We're back up now, actually $2,500 up since that time, maybe about an hour ago. But that's the situation. Let's cycle through a few different projects here to get a feel of what the situation is. I'm switching to the 5 minute candles here so you can see a very long sell-off on that red wick right here that was then corrected actually, arguably, fairly quickly. That's your Bitcoin, now down 14.3% on the day. Looking at Ethereum, also on the 5 minutes, down 23.7% on the day. Ethereum went as low, this to me was a ridiculous figure, $2,432. Now, arguably, you could say that Ethereum overheated too much and was in need of a correction, possibly, but we're talking about a nearly 50% correction from Ethereum's high to this low that we're seeing here at 2432, something like 45%. That's just ridiculous. That's pure panic selling. That is unwarranted. Based on what? Based on the fact that Elon Musk doesn't like Bitcoin anymore and that China's banned it for the 50 millionth time? Ethereum is not Bitcoin. You see what I mean? Like there's this lemmings mentality in cryptocurrency, unfortunately. And as soon as some people start walking off the cliff, the herd just follows. It drives me crazy. Litecoin, as you can see down here, also 22.5%. And when I say things are down 14, 23, 22%, that's as of this moment right now as I speak. At the lows, in the case of Litecoin, at the $218 low, it was down much more, closer to 30%. Link, which liquidated me the other day, I've been talking about that, down to just above $30. I believe it was $44 yesterday. In fact, let's go back. Yeah, $44.69. So just a ridiculous, illogical retracement for Link. THETA down 26%, now $7.3. This is just silliness, guys. VeChain, I believe, is the largest retracement of these kind of handful of our favorite projects that we're looking at. Went all the way down to 10 cents. VeChain now down 28.6%, was down even further when it hit that 10 cent mark. Cardano here, down off its all-time high set a couple days ago, certainly now was $1.41, now about 157. Engine down 26 cents. Chili's, unfortunately, down as well, down 24%. Hit 30 cents. Harmony One, which is doing pretty well yesterday, was up to about 18.5, now 13.2%. STMX, something that we haven't talked about in a little while, but a project that I am extremely bullish on. All the way down to 2.5 cents. That's down 25% on the day. And just for poops and giggles, let's look at Dogecoin here. Went down to 32 cents. Currently down 27% on the day. So why am I bringing all of this up? Let's take a look at the market again. As you can see here, we're bleeding. We're down. We're significantly lower than we were yesterday, the day before that. As I like to say, this channel never offers financial advice. I'm not qualified to do so. I wouldn't be comfortable giving you guys financial advice. But here's my point of view, right? Just from a spot market perspective, right? Buy and hold. If these are perhaps some of your favorite projects that we just looked at here, right? All of these different altcoins that we're taking a look at, and Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. If you have a position in Bitcoin that you've wanted to grow, you've wanted to expand, maybe you're holding for a year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, look, I don't think this was the peak of the bull market. I think we still have a ways to go, although the structure right now is kind of getting weird. But, you know, you look at a lot of the on-chain analytics, you look at the strength of the network, which is increasing. A lot of the data is suggesting that, no, it's not the peak, not yet at least. The miners aren't selling. That's one, you know, I think telltale sign that you'd have to look at right away. The miners aren't selling. There are a bunch of other metrics that we can discuss in another video. But my contention in a nutshell is that we're not at the peak of this cycle. If that is the case, and you have money, you know, maybe this month or from your next paycheck that, you know, you always, maybe you allocate, you know, 5, 10%, whatever into Bitcoin a given month, is it not better to pick up Bitcoin on the cheap? Is it not better to pick up Ethereum when it's been blasted down 45% from its recent all-time high? I mean, it was pretty, I'm not saying it was unattainable at 4,300 or whatever it hit, but it's certainly, you know, you have almost twice the buying power now if you're a fan of Ethereum. Litecoin, same thing. I'm not saying you get into any one of these, but if any one of these were holds that you were looking to, you know, keep and hold and clutch close to your chest for the next 5, 10 years, you have a great opportunity now to do so. And look, if prices continue to dip, if Bitcoin goes to 35K, 34, 33, 32, whatever, 30K or the high 20s, then dollar cost average your way into that position. And your future self, in my humble opinion, will thank you because you'll have accrued more of that asset. That's the name of the game, at least for me. I described it yesterday. Altcoins, with the exception of, let's see here, Litecoin, Chainlink, Ethereum, THETA, VeChain, and Cardano, and probably CRO. Litecoins, you know, those are my forever holds, but otherwise Litecoins are just a means to an end. It's all about increasing my positions in Bitcoin and Ethereum for the long term. So if some of my favorites, my forever holds, such as Ethereum, Litecoin, Chainlink, THETA, VeChain, Cardano, if they're down, they're discounted. I'm holding them forever anyway, so I have an opportunity to pick them up on the dip here. Some other ones that you may want to take a look at here, given the discounts: Engine down significantly, Chili's, of course, Harmony, STMX, Dogecoin, we're over. You know, I'm sorry, Doge. You're just not my cup of tea anymore, especially if you take a look at the political, I don't know, the atmosphere in this space, Elon Musk stuff and FUD that I was kind of talking about at the outset of this video. Not exactly a fan of Dogecoin anymore. There's part of me that's kind of rooting for it to go down personally, although that's just my point of view. So there it is, members of the Altcoin Buzz army. Things are pretty rough right now. It's a bleak landscape in cryptocurrency. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take advantage? Do you see this as an opportunity? Because don't forget, you know, if you take on that robber baron mentality, the way to truly enrich yourself is to buy up assets when blood is running in the streets. Don't over leverage yourself. You know, don't take on risky positions that will then fall apart on you. That's not my recommendation. But if you're buying and holding, hey, you know, maybe not financial advice, but maybe dollar cost average yourself into this dip. So I just wanted to share that, you know, my point of view here, stream of consciousness rather, kind of thing. The market is going to do what the market is going to do. Comment below. Let me know whether you think we've reached a peak in this bull cycle. Again, the charts are really weird, and it's difficult for me to say with any certainty. I'm not exactly a chart analyst. I don't really, to be totally candid, I don't really believe necessarily in the value of charts across all circumstances. Across some circumstances, I certainly do. There's no question about that. But, you know, there's no chartist in the world that could have predicted this quadruple FUD bombardment that we had this week. There's nobody that analyzes charts that could have told me, like, hey, on, you know, the second week of May, Elon Musk is going to come out with this negative sentiment and it's going to crash the cryptocurrency market. And that's where I've always kind of felt that, you know, this is a market that, you know, you either make it or break it on the basis of developments, on the basis of news. To a lesser extent, I think technology, and there's a place for charting, but those are the limitations, at least in my opinion. Anyways, guys, I'm going to hop back on camera here in just a moment. Let's get to business here and give away another $50 worth of Ethereum. All right, so here we are in yesterday's video. No, I'm not wearing the same shirt, similar color tone, but not exactly the same piece of clothing. Let's go ahead. You guys aren't liking the video quite as much as you should. I gotta, once again, request that you kindly like the videos as well as comment, because we're trying to get this channel to grow. Maybe it was a bad time to launch the channel given the circumstances that we just discussed, but such is life, right? You got to persevere and overcome obstacles. Let's go ahead and share this particular URL, and then by doing so, okay, we're gonna get the link. Here's the full view, by the way. So 82 likes, but 288 comments. Bit of a mismatch there, I think. It doesn't take a mathematician to be able to tell there's a mismatch there. Let's go ahead. As long as you're... So here are the rules. I should summarize the rules. Number 1, you got to like the video. Number 2, you got to subscribe to Altcoin Buzz News. Number 3, you got to comment with the letters ETH or the word Ethereum. Let's go ahead and paste in that video's URL, and as long as they abide by those rules, potentially the winner of today's $50 worth of Ethereum is Brent Slater. Congratulations, Brent. ETH, great show as always. Thank you, sir. So Brent, go back to yesterday's video, and which we just saw a moment ago. Go back to that video, locate this comment, please, and respond to it with the Ethereum address to which you would like us to send you $50 worth of Ethereum. With that being said, guys, there's not really all that much more to talk about today. Again, none of this is financial advice. However, you know, I do believe personally, at a personal subjective level, these are opportunities right now when the market is just so irrationally bleeding and devastated. This is where you step in and you strengthen up some of your positions. Just my point of view, maybe it's my personal strategy, not financial advice. Once again, with that being said, if you do choose to invest, I wish you all the very best of luck. You guys know what to do. Follow us on all the regular social media channels and all that. Follow the website. But best of luck if you choose to invest. Stay safe. Members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, have a great hump day. We hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.